match with the vision and mission of the statement of the college. And lastly, start small and then create an identity. With this, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was a pleasure to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sawant. Thank you, Dr. Sawant, for sharing your valuable inputs. Your insightful suggestions will surely be incorporated by many of us. Now we move to the second session. And the second speaker is Dr. Binu Thomas, an associate professor of computer application at Marian College, Kuttikkanam, Kerala. Presently, he heads the quality assurance cell of the college and also serves as the joint director of Marian Institute for Innovative Teaching, Learning and Evaluation. This center is involved in training teachers in innovative teaching learning methodologies. He has recently begun association with CHTL of HKBU and CLEAR of CUHK to implement innovative teaching learning projects in India. Recently, he served as a webinar resource person for a presentation on Moodle LMS for NCRT, which is an official channel for the Government of India. He is a recipient of Colombo Plan Foreign Deputation Scheme for Indian lecturers under South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. During COVID-19 lockdown, he offered 12 webinars on various topics like RAF of NAAC, OBE, online student engagement, Moodle, etc. This includes one international webinar organized by United Board. We welcome you, Dr. Thomas, and invite you for your presentation. Over to you, sir. Dr. Binu Thomas. Sir, you need to unmute your microphone. He's not able to.
Okay. So thank you for giving this opportunity, Sophia College Principal Dr. Pearl and all other organizers for representing our college for this. We have a wide range of audience. More than 2,500 participants are there. So thank you for this opportunity. I will go to my presentation. So please enable my screen sharing also. So audio was muted and the screen sharing is also muted. So I'm not able to share my screen. Kindly permit me to share my screen. So I'll be talking about criteria 5, and this will be a session especially for the NAAC accreditation. And my topic is also criteria 5, NAAC accreditation with a special reference to NAAC accreditation. So I'll be dealing with the questions under criteria 5 and some of the best practices we have in the campus, because we are at the 3.52 in NAAC accreditation, and we could score full marks in criteria 5. So we have some very good practices there. So I'll be sharing our experiences also. So I am from this college, Marian College, Kuttikkanam. So this is a college situated in a hill station of Kerala, where we have very good climate, because we are around 3,500 feet above the sea level. So all the time we have very cool climate here. So we enjoy the climate, but we have certain limitations also, because location is a disadvantage for us. So in my presentation, I will be talking about how we have made some of the limitations into advantages for our institution. So I'll be talking about criteria 5 of NAAC accreditation. So this discussion is entirely on NAAC accreditation. So this National Assessment and Accreditation Council is an autonomous body under UGC. And these are the, under NAAC accreditation, we divide the entire activities and resources of our institution into 7 criteria. And these are the mass distribution, and I will not be going through all the distribution. So the first column is for universities, second column is for autonomous colleges, and third column is for affiliated institutions. And when it comes to criteria 5, student support and progression, all the categories of institutions, universities, autonomous colleges have got 100 weightage, but affiliated institutions, we have 130. So affiliated institutions will have to give more focus on student support and progression for getting more scores in NAAC accreditation. And the revised NAAC accreditation framework, which is effective from 2017 July, it has got, you may be aware of this. So we have 3 different components for assessment. So there is a system generated component which constitutes 70%. So all the quantitative matrices will be evaluated by a third party data validation and verification center, and they will be giving us 70% of the mark. And the qualitative matrices, where we will be giving descriptive answers, the peer team will be evaluating this, and it constitutes only, these qualitative matrices constitute only 30% of the evaluation. And also we have a student satisfaction survey, and this student satisfaction survey also contributes to the total score of an institution, and we have 50 marks. And total we have 1000 weightage, and it is a direct grading. That means if you have 1000 weightage, each question can be graded on a direct grading scale. A will give you 4 marks, B will give you 3 marks, and C will give you 2 marks. A D grade for a question will give you only 1 mark. So if you score A grade for all the questions throughout the NAAC accreditation manual, you will be getting 4000. So that is why we say 3.5 out of 4. So it will be divided by 1000. So we will get 3.5, 2 out of 4, or 3.5 out of 4. So this is how we get the grade. And while coming to the student support and progression, we have 4 key aspects here. Student support for autonomous colleges, we have 30 weightage, and for affiliated institutions, we have 50. And what is the student support? What are the questions coming under student support? We will be coming in detail to that. And student progression, autonomous institutions, we have 30, and affiliated institutions, we have 45, because affiliated institutions have got more weightage in student support and progression. And students' participation and activities in this key aspect, we have 30 weightage for autonomous and 25 for affiliated. Alumni engagement, we have 10 and 10 for both autonomous and affiliated. So this is the overall distribution of weightage under criteria 5. Then quickly I will go through the different components, different questions, matrices. The first question is average percentage of students benefited by scholarships and free ships provided by government during the last 5 years. So we need to collect the information, how many of our students are getting government scholarships. So I will also go to the SOP of this. For a few questions, I'll just give you an idea about what supporting documents are expected by NAAC. So the first question itself is 5.1.1 means criteria 5, key aspect 1, and question number 1, average percent of students benefited by scholarship and free ships provided by the government. So we need to upload the sanction letters. So if you are making some claims, we need to upload the sanction letters of scholarship and free ship. So if the government is sanctioning some scholarship for our students, we need to collect and maintain the sanction letters. And we also have to prepare an year-wise list of students in each scheme. And only government scholarships and free ships, both and central, will be counted here. And for larger data, suppose we are claiming a very large data, then DVV partner may be asking for specific letters for selected students. So these are the documentary evidences expected by NAAC for this question. Then we have the question metric number 5.1.2 in key aspect. Then average percent of students benefited by scholarships, freeships by the institution or by non-government organizations. And if we go to the supporting SOP of this, the supporting documents expected by NAAC, so upload the policy. So what kind of policy the institutions have, whether we set apart this much percent of our annual income for scholarships. So that kind of policy documents must be uploaded as a supporting evidence. Then year-wise list of students benefited. Here also, every year we have to prepare a list of students who are getting institutional scholarships. Then copies of, so even if we are giving scholarships to claim, we need to go for a formal, we cannot go for an informal way of helping the students. We need to have a system, we need to have a scheme, and the students have to apply for the scheme. And there must also be a sanctioning letter from the authority of the institution, then only we can claim. Then consider the scholarships and freeships sanctioned by the institution or non-government, or suppose your trust is giving some scholarships. We need to follow all these rules, like there should be an application, there should be a sanctioning. So non-government bodies are also helping the students. We can claim that also. Again, the audited statement we need to upload, then only our claim will be accepted by NAAC. So in our audited statement of the institution, we have to say that this much money has been set apart for scholarships, and it also has to tally with the policy and also what we are giving to the students. So for large data, NAAC may be asking for supporting evidences. Then metric number 5.1.3, number of capacity enhancement and development schemes. So this 4 schemes are suggested: soft skill development, language skills, yoga and life skills, trends in technology. And with this, I will give you an example of how the grades are calculated. So the weightage of this question is 9. And I have kept 9/8 because from January 2020, a new manual has come, and in previously it was 8, and now we have a weightage of 9. So if you are implementing, or if you can prove that if you are implementing all these 4 schemes in your institution, you will be getting an A grade. So it will give you 32 marks. If you are able to prove that 3 of these schemes are implemented in your institution, you will be getting 24 marks. And then if you are implementing only 2 of these schemes, you will be getting only 16 marks. So this is how for this question, where we have previously we had 9 and now we have only 8. So if you are addressing this question, if you are getting an A grade for this question, this will constitute 32 marks. This will provide 32 marks for your overall accreditation. So this is number of capacity enhancement development schemes, and you are expected to have these 4 schemes. And then this capacity building and skills enhancement, what the NAAC is expecting as the supporting evidences, web link to particular program schemes mentioned in the metric. So all such schemes, you have to provide the information in your institutional website, and a link to this scheme should be given to the NAAC. And then copy of circular. Suppose you are passing certain circulars inviting students to join this, you have to upload the copy of such circulars. Then geotag photographs of the activities happening. Then list of programs conducted. So we need to prepare a list of programs, duration, and the activities involved in this. Everything we have to prepare a list. Then a mere circular will not be accepted by NAAC. A circular supported by photos, a student list, and brochures, web link to the activities will be accepted by NAAC. So this is taken from the standard operation procedure SOP of NAAC. So you can also download it from their website. Then metric number 5.1.4, average percentage of students benefited by guidance for competitive examinations and career counseling. So you need to give guidance for our students to pass competitive examinations. So if you have to mention the name of the scheme and number of students who passed the competitive exams. Here also, if you go to the SOP, you have to upload a copy of the circular brochure of the program. If you are arranging a career counseling program, you need to have a brochure and it has to be uploaded. Then year-wise list of students attending. So the students attending such programs have to be uploaded. So in your, once you go through the NAAC manual, they will be asking you the number of students benefited. So the number of, so here they are giving a clarification in SOP. Number of students benefited means the number of students attended for the program. Then next question is, the institution has a transparent mechanism for timely redressal of student grievances, including sexual harassment and ragging cases. So previously we had only 1 mark for this particular question. And in the latest manual, the weightage is now increased to 5. And for this particular question, we need to have a policy document, and these students must be made aware of these policy documents. So whether you have the policy documents and are you creating the awareness among the students, and are you implementing all the statutory such bodies? Because an anti-ragging cell is a statutory body, anti-sexual harassment cell is a statutory body, anti-narcotic cell is a statutory body. So are you implementing all such statutory bodies? Then mechanism to submit grievances. Do you have a mechanism in your campus to submit grievances? Then are you timely solving these grievances? So timely redressal of grievances. If you can prove that all these 4 factors are or these 4 components are implemented properly, you will be getting an A grade. And depending on the level you implement, you'll be getting A grade, B grade, or C grade, or D grade. Then if I go to the next metric, average percentage of placement of outgoing students during the last 5 years. So here, we need to substantiate our claim with this documentary evidences. Like they may ask for the appointment letter sent by the institution, or sometimes an ID card may be asked by the DVV partner. So next question in the criteria 5.2.1, that means criteria 5, key aspect 2, the first question is average percentage of placements of outgoing students. So, but we need to support our claims with the documentary evidences. It may be the appointment letters, or sometimes if you are not able to provide the appointment letters, if a principal can endorse a list saying that this many students are appointed in this particular institution, in this organization, if the principal can give a endorsement, they may accept. So, but mere claims will not be accepted. Then 5.2.2 is percentage of students progression to higher education. So previous graduating batch. So here we don't have to provide the data for all 5 years, just completed year. So if you are going now, you may have to give the data for just previous academic year. So we need to provide the data for previous academic year, the completed year. So all kind of progressions from degree to PG, PG to MPhil, MPhil to PhD, all kind of progressions can be counted here. But here also, we may have to, only claims will not fetch the mark. We need to provide them the documentary evidences. Sometimes even they ask for, if we are claiming that our students are admitted in very prestigious institution, there are situations like they may be asking for the copies of admission register. So there are some specific cases like this. So we need to ensure that we collect and maintain the documentary evidences for student progression. And the metric number 5.2.3 is average percentage of students qualifying in state, national, international level examinations during last 5 years. So here we can take a note that this etc. is here. So they have mentioned so many competitive examinations. But if we have some other additional competitive examinations cleared by our students, that also can be claimed here. So IELTS, some of our students are passing IELTS examination, that also can be claimed here. But the problem is we need to provide evidences for this. So whenever we come to know that the students have cleared some of the competitive examinations, we need to collect the documentary evidences. We need to scan and maintain the copies of such certificates from our students. Then only we will be able to score here. So then the next metric is number of awards and medals for outstanding performance in sports, cultural activities at inter-university, state, national, international level. So with this revised manual with effect from January 2020, we have a relief here because previously they were counting only national level and international level achievements by our students, and most of the institutions were not able to score here. But now even university level, state level, or national level or international level achievements can be counted here. So we will have to prepare a list of such achievements, and it has to be uploaded along with the support, the documentary proof. We have to scan and upload the certificates. And previously we had only 10 marks here. Now we have 15 marks. So the weightage for this question has increased significantly in the revised NAAC accreditation framework, revised manual. Then do you have an active student council and representation of students on academic and administrative bodies, committees of the institution? This is a qualitative metric where we need to upload a description in 500 words. So this 500 words means it's exactly 500 words. We cannot have 520 words or 550 words. We have to confine to 500 words, and we have to say in which way students are involved in our administrative and academic bodies. So if we are not involving our students in our academic and administrative bodies, we need to give chance for them. So if you have an academic council, you can also have a student version of academic council, or a department meeting. Sometimes you can invite your students, and they can also express their views. So like that, in decision-making bodies, we also have to give representation for our students also. Then the next metric number 5.3.3, average number of sports and cultural activities competitions organized at the institutions level per year. So here we have to keep track of various competitions, or there may be class-wise competitions unnoticed. So we have to keep track of the competitions organized in the institution. Maybe it may be a class-wise, a particular batch may be organizing a competition. So what we do is, all such permissions for our organizing such competition, all permissions should come to one of our vice principals, so that there is a specific format for applying for permission to conduct such events and competitions, so that at the end of the year we will be able to track such competitions happened, and we will ask them to submit the photos also. So that way the number of competitions organized in the institution has to be counted, and it has to be our claims have to be supported by documentary evidences. And then alumni association. So alumni association, we may be having alumni association, and we may be interacting with our previous students, but the problem is in the revised NAAC accreditation, most 70% of the score is given by an automated system, computerized assisted evaluation system, where this human logic will not work. So here there's a within bracket we have registered and functional. So if your alumni association is not registered, we will not be able to score here. So if the alumni association is not registered, please register it now. Then only we will be able to make claims in criteria 5. So this is a qualitative type question where we have to submit our answer within 500 words. So we will have to say how many of how our alumni association is working, when it was registered, and we also have to provide a supporting evidence the registration certificate has to be uploaded. So if it is not there, our claim will not be validated. So if only functional registered alumni associations have to be there. Then metric number 5.4.2, what is the alumni contribution? So we may be meeting with our alumni, we may be interacting with them, they may be helping us, but here only financial contribution we are asking, we are asked to provide the information. So this financial contribution, if it is greater than 15 lakhs, we will be getting an A grade. 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs, we will be getting a B grade. 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, we will be getting a C grade, like that. So depending on the financial contribution we receive from our alumni, we can score here. And so here the accreditation matter in 2020, one question is removed from here. There was a question like how many alumni meetings you are organizing per year. Now it is not there. Now we'll come to some of the best practices we have. So we have a separate cell for scholarships, a cell for government scholarships. So they will be keeping track of all government scholarships, and they will be finding out what are the rules and regulations for applying this. So they will even find out who can apply. So there is a single girl child scholarship. So they will be looking for single girl childs in the campus, and they will be motivating them to apply for scholarships. So like that, we have a special cell for finding out the scholarship schemes from government, identifying the students who can apply for this and motivating them. And so we can say that almost 50% of our students will be getting some kind of scholarship, maybe from Tea Board or Coffee Board, some other organization. Many of our students are getting scholarships. So the applications also have to go through, because otherwise most of the scholarship schemes, the principal have to endorse this, the principal has to countersign on the application form. And if we are signing, and if the amount is sanctioned, we may not be even knowing that the amount is sanctioned, because the amount will be coming to their bank account later. It is very difficult to trace. So we route all the applications through this scholarship cell, so that they have to keep a copy in the scholarship cell, and only through the scholarship cell, principal will be forwarding all the applications, so that keeping track of these scholarship applications and tracing the scholarships from government, it is very easy for us. And then we also have a scholarship cell for our college level scholarships also. That means we have set up a scholarship cell, and they will be raising funds from our alumni or some other supporters from our society, and they will be inviting applications from our students community. And exactly the same way government scholarship, the institutional scholarships are also provided in a formal way, so that keeping track of the scholarships are very easy. And then with this COVID, the changes brought in by COVID, we can also have many innovations in soft skills training, career guidance, yoga, life skill. We have already started online training programs in these areas, so that many programs cost. So if once we are in online mode, it is really cost effective. Immediately we can implement. So documentation is very easy. It can be repeated once we offer for a batch of students. The same thing can be repeated for other batch of students also. So that way, we are offering online training programs on developing these soft skills, career guidance, etc. And this is uploaded into YouTube also. So documentation is also very easy. So other institutions can also think in this line. Not only our curriculum, other supporting training programs in criteria 5 can also be implemented in online mode. Then for improving our placements, so in the beginning I have mentioned that we are in a remote place, in a hill station, and we have a lot of limitations because we have to travel around 4 or 5 hours from the airport. So for giving placements to our students, we were finding it very difficult. Then because of our NAAC accreditation score also, we conducted, so we could comfortably or with confidence, we could contact other the employees. So we are providing all our facilities free of cost for cold drive. So very big companies like Infosys, Deloitte, TCS, all are coming to our campus. They are using our resources, and they are conducting pool drives. So last year more than 10,000, or I could say around 15,000 students came to our campus for placements for these pool drives, and this is improving our admissions, and it is also improving our perception. So that way it is helping us in many ways. So that is one best practice, I could say, we are practicing in criteria 5 to improve our placements. So I am winding up my discussion here. So if we are seriously thinking about ICT, NAAC accreditation, implementation of ICT enabled teaching learning is a big challenge now. So we are offering some training programs. So this course, myvc.genomio.com, this course, anybody can access this course. We are offering it free of cost, and you will be able to get a basic awareness about Moodle software, the potential of Moodle software. And if you scan this QR code, you'll get an idea how to join for this course and all. So with this, I will wind up my discussion on NAAC accreditation on special reference to criteria 5. So if you have something to discuss, I will come for a discussion mode.
Thank you, sir, for your excellent presentation and for covering all the aspects and elements of criteria 5.
Thank you.
We move to our third speaker for the evening, and we have Dr. Sachin Moraes, Assistant Professor in the Department of Sociology of Parvatibai, Chowgule, College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Margao, the only autonomous college in the state of Goa. He is a member of the college IQAC cell and NAAC steering committee, as well as the member of several committees in the college. He has been proactive towards the well-being of students in both curricular and extracurricular activities, for which he was awarded the best teacher in student-related activities in the college in the year 2014. He has been actively involved in innovations in teaching, learning, and evaluation, as well as research, with 10 research paper publications and 10 research paper presentations. He has also visited the countries like Sweden and Japan on international student-teacher exchange program. We welcome you, Dr. Moraes, and invite you for your presentation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for that nice introduction. And I'm more than overwhelmed and happy to be here today to make a presentation on student support and progression. And I'm basically going to talk about an integrated systemic approach with reference to student support and progression. Yeah. Click. Double click. And then show side. F5, no? Control F5. Yeah. That's correct. Start. Okay. So the agenda for today is I would like to introduce to the idea of student support and progression from a NAAC view, then towards an integrated and systemic approach, talk about the three important aspects within this criterion, that is student support, student progression, student participation in activity, and finally conclude. So to introduce you with respect to the student support and progression from a NAAC view, you would see that the student support and progression is reflected when you talk about the efforts of an institution to provide necessary assistance to students to enable them to acquire meaningful experience for learning at the campus. I have specifically highlighted this meaningful experience for learning at the campus because this is what is the major focus of today's presentation. And secondly, and to facilitate their holistic development and progression. This is another thing which the presentation is going to focus upon. It also looks into students' performance and alumni profiles and the progression of students to higher education and gainful employment. This is again the two other aspects which the presentation would focus upon. So as we see, the criteria and criteria 5 is based on these 4 parameters of student support, student progression, student participation in activities, and alumni engagement. We at Chowgule College focus on all 4, but nevertheless, our best practice is best captured in the first 3, that is student support, student progression, and students' participation in activities. Going further, what NAAC means by student support and the facilitating mechanism. As we see that when we talk about from the NAAC view, it looks at guidance, placement cell, grievance redressal cell, welfare measures to support students. Specially designed inputs are provided to the needy students with learning difficulties. Provisions are made to various type of students to take care of them. So this is what basically NAAC focuses on when you look at student support facilitating mechanisms. Whereas when we look at 5.2, that is students progression, this basically is related to the institution's concern for the students' progression to higher studies and employment. That is the most important thing that you find. So Chowgule College here is an undergraduate and a postgraduate college, and mainly the focus of the college is either to help students to get into higher education or help them to get gainfully employed. The next point, that is 5.3, students' participation in activities. This, basically the NAAC focuses here on the institution's role in promoting inclusive practices for social justice and better stakeholder relationships. So these are the main things that NAAC focuses on. But nevertheless, although NAAC presents that these are the 3 main pointers here, we would be looking each of them in greater detail. It's got stuck. Coming to the next point, towards an integrated and a systemic approach. So this is first that I would like to focus upon here, that what we at Chowgule College have done. And you would see that as every institution earlier presented by our principal presented that there is a vision and a mission for every college, you would see that in our college as well, we have a mission to be among the global leaders in imparting relevant education of highest standard in a disciplined and conducive environment. So when we look at this disciplined and conducive environment, Sorry for some time being wasted there, but let me take you back. So the vision is to be among global leaders in imparting relevant education of higher standard in a disciplined and conducive environment. And here specifically, through what we are trying to propagate in the college is by integrating this particular vision of providing discipline and conducive environment in the students. Second is the mission to continue to be pioneers of change using cutting-edge educational inputs and technology, providing equal opportunities to all and inculcating social and moral values that will transform society and nation at large. So, when we are integrating the vision and the mission in the college, we see that this mission and vision propels the sailing of the college in the following the right route to the desired destination of all the criterias, and that's all 7 criterias, and not excluding student support and progression. So the first thing was for us in the part of this integration was to create a system. And in this specific aspect, you see the vision and the mission of the college contributes in the recurrent practices relating to the student support and progression across time, which develops into a system or a structure. The next thing is embedding the system in the curriculum. The system that we spoke of, that is recurrent practices of student support and progression, is embedded into the curriculum design and implementation. So what we found interesting in this aspect is that when we talk about student support and progression, we all know that students play a very vital role in the college and they are at the center stage. Without the students, we are nowhere. And therefore, it becomes very essential that we provide with all possible support to them. Now, to see that every student is not lost in this quest of excellence, because many a times we see like there are students, only those who excel would be given a lot of attention, to excel in whatever they would like to. We at Chowgule College devised a system that would help each and every student excel in whatever way they can based on their potentials. So here, as you see, towards an integrated and systemic approach, how did we do this? So as you see, the first thing was the curriculum design. The components that are listed in the curriculum design here are made up of 4 components. Component A is of subject-specific courses. Component B is foundation courses. Component C is extracurricular activities. And component D is internship. Looking at these 4 components, specifically in the last 2, these are directly related to what we talk about the several activities that take place within the college. But nevertheless, at Chowgule College, we are focused on all the 4 components of providing students with the required support. And this was done with the help of a 4-point strategy that was adopted in the college for student progression. The 4-point strategy is firstly redesigning of the curriculum. Second is relooking at the teaching, learning and evaluation. Third is faculty training and orientation. And last was creating conducive environment for learning. This strategy was called as CTTE, strategy for students progression. So as you see here, that the E, such as creating conducive environment for learning, which we would refer to as the student support, is embedded in all the 4 components of the curriculum. And thus, what do we mean by that this was embedded in the curriculum? So as you see in this particular figure, how do we provide conducive environment for enhancing the skills of the students is by focusing on 4 broad areas. One is institutional policies, 2 is the infrastructure support, 3 is the student support service center, and 4 is the student activity clubs. So in all of these 4, by focusing on each of these, we have been able to provide with a conducive environment for enhancing the skills of the students in the college. And thus, I will take you one by one to each of these. Coming to the first thing, that was institutional practices or policies that were adopted. The college took proactive measures in policy designing, developing actions plan, and implementing means to enhance the design and content and delivery of the programs within departments and institutions as a whole. The policies were basically student-centered. This gave the students clarity of the program and a way to support with the end in mind. The second one was with respect to infrastructure. You see that the college did provide appropriate resources and infrastructure for effective teaching learning, which was very crucial in the curriculum. And this was specifically made up of 4 major points. That was ICT in teaching, learning, and evaluation. B was the Wi-Fi enabled campus with all types of labs. C, Student Support Service Center, and D, Student Activity Center. Talking about further with respect to the student support, what have we done at college? You would see that the Student Support Service Center, which was earlier spoken by our principal, Dr. N. Sawant, we see that this center plays a vital role in the college. It promotes varied graduate attributes for different programs. And basically, this was the main aim for which the Student Support Service Center was established way back in 2010. Under this umbrella of SSS, we provide support services in 6 areas. That is Internship Center, Academic Writing, Statistical Center, Career Counseling, Personal Counseling, and Research Writing. Each of these centers play a very vital role in providing the required support to the students. When we talk about the Internship Center, it takes care of all the liaising with the different agencies so that we could provide with internship for our students. The second is the academic writing. This takes care of students' writing of assignments in a structured format that has been provided by the college, and also their dissertations or projects that they need to do for the undergraduate as well as the postgraduate level. The Statistical Center further enhances the different projects, research undertaken at the college, and plays a very significant role in enhancing the quality of the research. Career counseling as well as personal counseling plays a key role in tackling several types of issues arising from the students as well as from the teachers that they face during their work over here. Lastly, research writing also plays an important role in providing with a certain hands-on practice that is required by the students in order to make their writing more meaningful and fruitful. The table just shows us a glimpse of the number of visits made by students to the writing center, as well as the number of students who have visited. The fourth one, that is the Student Activity Center, was again installed and inaugurated with the idea of catering to the extracurricular activities in the college. Now, the extracurricular community engagement is claimed to enhance a graduate's employability by combining experiential learning coursework and perhaps community service. So the college started this center for providing a space for administrative and student support to fulfill the outcome of enhancing the leadership skills, communication skills, task execution skills, recognize their responsibilities, and build team spirit, and thus building their emotional intelligence. So under the Student Activity Center, there are 3 broad types of activities that takes place and which are centered around the clubs, which earlier Dr. Sawant spoke about. These clubs can be broadly divided under 3 areas. One, that is curricular, which refers to the subject-centered as well as the evaluated credits that have been covered under this. 2 is co-curricular, mainly subject-centered, non-evaluative. Third is extracurricular, that is interest-centered or rather non-evaluative credits. Now, going by the structure of the club system, which is so very unique to Chowgule College, we see that the club system is at the institutional level as well as at the departmental level. So these are broadly categorized into curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular, as stated earlier. Next, I would like to focus upon student progression. So here, as spoken earlier, the 4-point strategy that was adopted for the conducive environment for enhancing skills of student, it does contribute to the student progression. And the student progression could be traced to the vertical movement of students from one level of education to the next higher level, that is gainful employment. So when we talk about student progression, as earlier, which was pinpointed in the form of what NAAC also presents, is we are looking at two broad areas. One is where employment is concerned, and the other one is higher education. Secondly, we also look at student progression in our college, which is very unique, is with reference to internship. And internship, which is ingrained into the curriculum, is also plays a very vital role in providing students with the hands-on experience of work even before getting into their actual careers. Large number of students of Chowgule College have moved in this direction, and this further validates the goal of the college. So when we are looking at student progression, we have several examples in college that we have, and which have been spoken earlier by Dr. Sawant, that highlight this point, that how the support provided by the college in the form of the 4-point strategy listed earlier has helped these students to excel in different areas, whether it is academics, whether it is sports, whether it is other type of activities that they undertake. You would see that we can find student progression. Just to share a little bit of when we talk about student progression, you will see that quite a large number of students in this table have been doing extremely well, whether it's by enrolling themselves into higher studies or getting placements at different industries or organizations as part of their employment. We also look at, with reference to student progression, that is internship, which has become a part and parcel of our college as part of the component D that we talk about, which has 4 credits. And right from the year 2016-17, we see that internships have been increasing. More and more number of students have been going for internships and doing quite well. So each of the years you see in this table that the internship figures speak for us. And basically, to share with you an example of an internship was of a student who did an internship with a management company recently in Goa, and she was basically working as an HR executive in the company as part of the sociology program. She had gone for an internship there. Having got her an internship into this company for HR management in a hotel, with that particular experience, she thought that this was probably the right career that she could go in for. And then later on, as she graduated, she is enrolled for an MBA program and specifically focusing on HR. Examples like this present to us that with the help of internship, what it does is that it actually gives you a hands-on experience of how would work be like when you actually pass out from college. And many a times this internship does help. There's another example of a student who was interning with a school as part of an internship where she wanted to get into teaching later on. The student went to the school and did an internship for a month and came back and shared her experience with us. Well, later on, she just realized that she had big plans to do her bachelor's and then go and do a B.Ed program. But after going to this internship program at the school, she realized that school teaching was not her cup of tea. So internship plays both. It actually has both roles to play. It gives you a hands-on experience and tells you whether you are actually made for that work or you're not. and thus this would save students valuable time in the future once graduating to decide again on their future careers. Going further, we see that students' participation in varied activities is also another important aspect that the college has played a vital role in looking at. Nothing happened to the screen. So looking at the students' participation in activity, there are two major points. Okay. There are two major points that we see here under students' participation in activity. Over here, you will find that the first thing was systematizing student activities to non-evaluative credit. In this particular aspect, the college took very keen interest in the outcomes of autonomy, and that was a shift of the responsibilities from the institution to the departments and vice versa. We would refer to this as decentralization, and this has immensely helped in the areas of activities. Non-evaluative credit system allowed the institution to reach out to each and every student in terms of them joining one activity or another. Hence, each and every student have completed at least 60 hours in either sports, NCC, NSS, club activities, cultural exchange programs, learning life skills, college events, and that sums up to around 180 hours that are spread across 6 semesters. These give them a total of 6 credits which the students have to undertake. Further, providing autonomy in organizing activities under the club system. Chowgule College has always been in the forefront for creating an encouraging atmosphere for students to express themselves through activities organized in the college as well as those organized by the other institution. Now, when we talk about activities, the complete autonomy in organizing these activities at the club system has been provided, and as a result, we see a scale in this, a scale up in these activities over a period of years. Now, as we see, the activities take place both at the institutional level as well as the departmental levels. We see that the activities can be broadly classified into curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular. And here we see under curricular, we have listed out NSS, NCC, and sports, which are actually done by any other college. But apart from this, we also have internship as a part of the curricular activity. And nevertheless, those sports, we see that when in different colleges in India, that you have varied sports that have been promoted in the college and students go in for it. What we find is that only a few students take part in these as team effort or some sort of a coaching that has been provided. Nevertheless, at Chowgule College, it is mandatory that every student takes part in some sport or the other, and sports test is mandatory for all. This basically ensures that every student is working on their fitness at some level or the other. Secondly, we see in co-curricular activities, we have walkathons, sports Olympics, and so on, which have been organized at the institutional level, and also extracurricular activities like the task 2, beach cleaning, and there are more than 30 plus clubs that take care of several other extracurricular activities that take place in the college. So again, looking at these activities, you find that they have been divided into different activities that take place throughout the year, and you find them in the form of event days, then Latin American days, author personality days, and so on. In the co-curricular activities, you'll find visits, industrial spaces, workshops, alumni talks, seminars, conferences, and so on. And extracurricular, you'll find departmental events as well as club events that take place. Just to share you a few examples that I have with you very quickly and how these work, like the Department of Economics, you have in every course something or the other that has been planned for the students. That is industrial visit, e-governance of panchayat and municipality, consumer survey, interview with the entrepreneur, visit to the strawberry farm, student waste management on the campus, and so on. I have another example in the form of the Department of English that undertakes a lot of activities in the department, and this again can be divided into three broad areas. If you look at the curricular activities that take place, you have the club Carpe Diem or the Dubious library tie-up for open mic performances, as well as some poetry day that they organize. They also have co-curricular activities in the form of the newsletters, which every department are supposed to undertake in the form of what they call it as writing for media, ether or vlogs. Also, they have the tabula rasa, which are all in the form of newsletters or news magazines, which they come up with. They also have different days celebration, the Goa Day, the Latin American Day, and so on. And again, with respect to their co-curricular activity, they also have the Shakespeare Festival, and also a lot of literature like the Comic Con that happens in Mumbai. They do take part in that. So this ensures that there is a lot of exposure given to students, and every department has a calendar like this, which they follow. Like all across courses, you will find that there are several activities which are related to it, and this also helps in the establishment of the course outcomes of the respective courses, which gives them hands-on experiential type of an experience that we find. Just to share you a few images of the Department of Sociology, that you have several events and activities that take place. These are very quickly that you could see that what happens in the department. So whether it's your college social science, teacher interaction, inter-college faculty interaction, whether it's students taking part in the seminar or taking part in some cultural activities, you also have a research workshop, that then also awards being distributed to the students. All of these help us and give us an idea about how the decentralization has happened at the departmental level. So the students' participation in the varied activities is definitely a success. We find that all students are a part of at least 2 clubs. No student is left behind. Fitness is a focus of all students. Departmental activities are encouraged, and therefore you find a lot of students inculcating critical thinking, real-time problem solving, and application of skills. There is feedback of graduate students that they are well-adjusted, competent, and superior. There is a phenomenal rise in the conduct and participation of activities, as each club conducts at least 5 activities a year, which has raised the total number of activities by the clubs to about 200 activities as of 2018-19. The least year of the students' participation in activity, the table, gives us an idea of across at different levels, whether it's an institutional level, departmental level, organized, that is workshops, talks, student club activities, community outreach, you find that it has increased by leaps and bounds from 2014-15 to 2018-19. And thus, this has been possible mainly because of the support or the 4-point strategy that we spoke of earlier, the embodiment of making student support and progression as a part and parcel of our curriculum, that it has been enshrined into it in the form of the 10 credits that we have, 6 for the non-evaluative that we talk of, the different types of activities that take place, as well as the 4 for internship. And this is made possible. You find students also taking part in state level activities, national level activities, as well as international activities, and winning laurels and medals for the college. Thus, all of these does not happen easily. We do face challenges, and we require a lot of will to undertake this activity. So some of the challenges that we're facing is management of the large number of students, participation, having a documentation of the credits or the values that they make up for in each of these activities, the finances of the clubs and the other type of activities that take place, as well as equipment and space in the college, becomes a major challenge. Nevertheless, since it is a student-run activity where college has provided students with the autonomy to undertake the activities, they do manage the space very well. coming to the end of my presentation, I would like to conclude that an integrated systemic approach towards student support and progression ensures not only the administrative requirements of varied agencies of quality assessment, but it also fulfills the inherent value of the institutions. This is one of the most important points. When you make this a part of your system, it caters to the inherent value that an institution gives to every student, that is the holistic development of each and every student. The four broad institutional strategy of providing conducive environment of learning, that is giving them the student support, is strongly correlated to the student progression and student participation in activities as presented earlier. Thus, this type of an approach and its operationalization in the form of integrating it as a part of system ensures, and this is very important to be kept in mind, because many a times we see that the students who excel will be always given with, like you put it in a simple words, like if someone is eating bread and jam, you will give the person extra butter because he's already happy with the jam that he has. And this is what happens with students who excel. We keep giving them different things at different point of time to excel, but in this process many large majority of the students are left behind because they are the ones who are the favorite. But at Chowgule College, not a single student is left behind. And this is the major focus that ensures that every student is taken care of. And this is what we do over here. So once again, I thank one and all, and I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for your stimulating presentation. Our fourth speaker for the evening is Dr. Prita Mallya.
Yeah, sister, can you just 1 second, because Prita Mallya was having a problem with connectivity. We'll just check whether she is there. Prita ma'am? Hello, Prita ma'am? Hello? Ma'am, Prita, can you hear? Hello? Hello? He lost the control just 5 minutes back. Prita ma'am? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Prita ma'am? Prita ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. Sure. Yes. Over to sister. Yeah, sister. Please take over.
Our fourth speaker for the day is Dr. Prita Mallya, Principal, Shree Damodar College of Commerce and Economics, Margao. Dr. Prita graduated in economics from Ferguson College, University of Pune. She has a master's degree in economics from Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. She was awarded her PhD in management studies by Goa University in 2005. She has publications in peer-reviewed journals and chapters in books. She has presented several papers at international, national, and state-level seminars and conferences. She has been invited as resource person for seminars, conferences, orientation courses, and refresher courses, and has numerous doctoral students under her guidance. We welcome you, Dr. Prita Mallya, and invite you for your presentation. Over to you, ma'am.
Prita ma'am, can you please put on your video?
I put it on.
Yeah, please put on your video. Please, your video is not there. And
And that.
hello. Yeah, please. Yes, ma'am, please. Please start.
Okay. A very good evening. Oh, Nada, 1 minute. Can you hear me properly?
There is small disturbance. Yeah, can you just mute your laptop in
Yeah.
case if you have sidebar? Mute your laptop.
Switch off the laptop. Is it?
Yeah, laptop. Prita ma'am, please unmute your audio. Hello. Hello. Prita ma'am, can you hear me? Hello. No. Sister, I think now there is a problem with her connectivity. Hello. Sister, Dr. Presses?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think there is some major network issue with Prita ma'am. I'll just can 1 sec. She's calling me 1 sec. She's trying to connect. We'll just give her another 1 minute and we'll take a call after that, please. Yeah, Prita ma'am. Prita ma'am, can you hear me?
দেখুছো ডামুর ছোয়াকে ডামুর নেই গো মুছে হ্যাঁ দাদা করো সে ডামুর ছোয়া বাজার के जीव একটা মোটা বেন না কইলা জাল বিক্রি তো
Yeah, Prita ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Prita ma'am, please unmute yourself. Hello. One plus. No, no, no. See, I'm asking you to unmute, but you're not unmuting. But are you getting a message there? Yeah, so it means you're not able to unmute. Hello, Dr. Presses. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there is a technical problem. She cannot connect. She cannot connect. She is trying both from her laptop and also from mobile. Both connectivity she is not able to reach. So I think we will call off the day. Yeah, because technology we have no control over it. So I think this is first time in the last 5 days that we have a major technical glitch where we cannot have one technical session. So I'm extremely sorry for that. Over to you, Dr. Presses.
Due to the technical glitch, we could not have the planned session by Dr. Prita Mallya. And we come to the end of today's session. It was indeed an immensely fruitful, interactive session for all of us. Sophia Girls College, Ajmer wishes to thank the resource persons for enriching the evening sessions with their highly informative and lucid presentations. A heartfelt thanks to the organizers, DPM Shree Mallikarjun and Shree Chetan Manju Desai College and its partner institutions for the designing as well as execution of such an excellent FDP. Here we also extend our sincere thanks to the 5,000 participants who join us on YouTube and Zoom every evening for keeping up their enthusiasm and interest in spite of the technical glitches. Without you, this program would not have been possible. With this note, we are signing off for the evening and look forward to meet you tomorrow, same time, for the 6th criteria of NAAC. Thank you and good night from Sophia Girls College, Ajmer.
Thank you very much, all of you. We have already posted our feedback, both on YouTube as well as on Zoom. We are also posting it on the Telegram. So please do give the feedback for today. We are extremely sorry for all the technical glitches today. And we will see to it that tomorrow we are not going to have any problem. Basically, at our end, we did not have any problem because we are fully prepared. The problem was from the speaker side. So we are extremely sorry for that once again. And tomorrow we will come back, same time. And we'll have vibrant sessions again tomorrow. The presentation of last speaker, we will be uploading it on the YouTube. So those who are interested, they can just have a look as of today. And as and when time permits, so we will see to it that they are sent to you by email, or maybe we will be sending you a Google link. So once again, thank you very much to the Sophia Girls College, the principal, Dr. Sister Pearl, Dr. Monica, Dr. Presses, and all the other people who are actively involved. Thank you very much, and thanks, big thanks to all the participants of today and all the 4 days. Thank you very much. So we are ending the meeting here. Thank you. You can leave the meeting now.